it's Dr. Dane Donahue here, and I wanted to go over something I think you're going to just find fascinating and very relevant to your practice. And that's what I like to call Q squared. And Q squared stands for the quality and the quantity of a person's life. And it's expressed in a very good term that you should know about, and that's called DALYs, DALY, and it stands for Disability Adjusted Life Years. And it's a measure of the cum total of years of life lost due to premature mortality. So let's say a person has a heart attack at age 60, and we know they should make it to 78 on average in the United States. They've lost 18 years of life due to premature mortality. But it's also an expression of the number of years that somebody lives with a chronic disability, such as diabetes or heart disease. So how many years of life do they live where they're not functioning the way we would want them to function? And so we like to call this people dying young or suffering old. And the United States leads the world in this category of DALYs. We have more people that die young and suffer old compared to other economic powers. As a matter of fact, a new study just came out that of the top 17 economic powers, the United States is number 17 in terms of its overall effectiveness in its healthcare delivery system. And so another study came out that I think you guys will find really interesting. This was a very recent study from Duke University. And what they did is they looked at biologic versus chronologic age. And what they did, this study came out, by the way, just in July of this year. And they looked at over 1,000 26-year-olds and they tracked them over a 12-year period of time. So they tracked them until age 38. And they measured biological markers of aging. Okay, so they looked at their hemoglobin A1C and their waist measurement and their lipid values, and they looked at telomere length, and they looked at creatinine clearance. So all these biomarkers that basically tag the person how old they were biologically, right? We know that they age a year every single year. So over the 12 years, what they found was that some people were aging 0 years, 0 biological years every year for every chronologic year. Some were aging actually 2 or 3 years biologically for every chronologic year. And at the end of the study, when they looked at everybody, they found that individuals that were biologically older, they had decreased physical strength, they had decreased cognitive function, they had decreased balance and motor skills, and they had decreased arterial diameter in the retina, meaning they had more arteriosclerosis in their body. So even though they were 38 years old, some of these people biologically were 48, 45, and some were actually younger, more like 32, 33, so that we know that people biologically age differently than chronologically. And the very cool thing is the author of the study, this was his conclusion statement. He said that successfully treating any one disease is not going to solve the problem of multiple morbidity and aging. In other words, successfully treating just one disease, which is the system we have set up, is not going to solve this problem of chronic disease, right? And early death. And so I think this plays into what we do in our office is we look at biology. We look at physiology. I always like to say that physiology doesn't lie. It's one of the reasons that we use a wellness score to really track our patient's biological age, and actually we give them a grade. And it's a really powerful tool in our office because people can argue your chiropractic philosophy, but they can't argue their physiology. And so in your treatment of your patients, in your care of your patients, if you're looking at biology instead of disease, and I would like to say that we can classify subluxation as a disease. It's something that we as chiropractors treat. It's something that we as chiropractors analyze. And so why do we do that? We do that to increase the health of our patients. And so we have to look at the physiological devastation that subluxation creates. And that can be expressed in physiology. So in our office, we see people's lipids change. We see their spine change. We see their functional movement change. And we track these things. And so I just think this is a really important study to guys for us as chiropractors, because this is the way the puck is going. It's going towards less treatment of disease and more treatment of the individual and analyzing the individual's physiology. So I'd love for you guys to spend some time and really see what we're doing with this. We're having a seminar in November where we'll be digging into this deeply, and we'll be going over case studies, and we'll also be going over how we have a system to look at physiology and then offer a solution. As I like to say, once you identify the problem, the solution becomes self-evident, but you need a structured solution for people. I can tell you right now, in doing this for 12 years, if you don't have a structured solution for people where they know exactly what they're doing, there's a clear direction, there's a supportive environment, there's a way to motivate people to actually do your recommendations, it all falls apart. So I hope you enjoyed this little segment. Please look out for more, and we really hope to see you in November in Orlando for our 8 Weeks to Wellness seminar. The information is enclosed within this email. You guys have a great week.